I'm Kate. I'm a Hawthorn fan and a passionate advocate. I believe the issue of young people in nursing homes is an oxymoron. When I was 19, I was diagnosed with MS. I didn't even know what MS was at the time. I lived in denial for several years, but still continued to live my life as normal. I went to the footy with my family on the weekends, and on Saturday nights went out with my uni friends and drank fluffy ducks. I graduated from my bachelor's degree at 21 and worked as a kinder teacher for the next 10 years. At 31, I became unwell and I was no longer able to teach. Refusing to believe that this was the end of my career, I then went on to study for my Master's in Education. When I was 33, I became so unwell that I was no longer able to live independently. The only option was to live in a nursing home. I can clearly remember my first night there. My parents walked me out, and at the front there was a heavy door. Once that door shut, I thought, that's it, my life's over. We used to refer to our rooms as our cells and each other as a cellmate because that's how depressed we were. Judy was a lady in her early 60s and she was the only friend that I socialised with, and we used to just go to her room, bail ourselves up and watch the footy. One of the carers would make us some fairy bread to eat while we watched it. It was the only time we saw colour in the nursing home. Everything else was in black and white. Ask me now if I would go to an aged care or if I wanted to go to a cemetery. I'll take the cemetery every time because that's what I felt like the nursing home was, heaven's waiting room. My parents assumed that if they went to a nursing home, they'd be visiting an elderly relative. They never assumed they would be visiting their daughter. These days, my life is far better than it was back then. I live in shared supported accommodation with people my own age. Although I'm hardly ever at home. Once I'm up, I'm ready to go. I no longer need a carer. I'm back doing what I love. I'm volunteering at a kindergarten. I've just completed my 3rd degree and I'm always out socialising with my friends. I love teaching, and when the kids ask me why I'm in a wheelchair, I tell them straight up, because I have MS. Hopefully this will make the kids more accepting of people with disabilities. There are way too many young people living in a nursing home because there's no other option for them. I know this because I'm not just a number. I've been there and I've done it. I still shudder when I think back to my time in a nursing home. I call it the black abyss. While I'm not comfortable telling my story and reliving those memories, if it stops one person having to go into a nursing home, I'll do it, and my job as an advocate is done. I won't stop telling my story until this issue is resolved, and that'll only be done when there's appropriate housing for young people with disability. My life has changed so dramatically since getting out of the nursing home, but this isn't the end. It's a comma, it's not a full stop.